Oh, we live. All I want to know, are we live? Let's give everybody a chance to get back in here. We had a power outage, y'all. It lasted a second. The power went out, came right back on. I mean, it literally went out and came right back on. Let's give everybody a chance to get back in here. Realize we back. Everything is moving slow. I mean, everything moving slow. Something ain't right. You bring a bunch of girls on the fight, so stop whining, no one cares. Look, you back and hold your hair. Tails are being locked down, so I clown. I'm here to scrimmage their image, cause being hard is doing right. They walking away from a fight. Go back to school, find a church, baby, you gonna wind up in the back of a hearse. By the way, how's pouring liquor on the ground? Help get their homie, check on his kids. His widow, she might be lonely. If you got a girl, why not commit instead of banging everything that strolls on the strip? Remember loose hips? Sing shows alone, leave the streets alone. Then think about picking up this microphone. Can none of you punks out there F with me? You suck to me. Don't buck on me. Cause you get scared and then Columbia Eastern show. I bet no one rocks like the big show of Baltimore. Can't none of you punks out there F with me? You suck to me. Don't buck on me. You can scan the Atlantic along the Eastern Shore. I bet no one rocks like the big show of Baltimore. Come on now. All right, let me put the new chat in. Yeah, we got two different chats. We do got a chat. Now you said welcome back. But let's hold on. Give me this chat. Let me pause that. All right, y'all. Welcome back. We are back. We had a power outage for 1 second. Power cut off and cut right back on. So we can't complain. It cut off and came right back on, but everything was slow to come back. I mean, everything was slow to come back. I mean, the computer acted like it didn't even want to restart. Like, what the heck? everything was just slow in coming back. So, all right, I just put the new chat in. Let me type something, make sure it's working here. We back. I'll let y'all know that we back. Those of y'all that's not with me on the Hangouts, please. Here is the email. Ask for an invite. And I'll let you in and you'll have access to behind the scenes coverage. There's the email. Like I said, told y'all the humidity high. Everybody running the AC, and that's what caused the power outage. When too many people running the AC at the same time, system give out. And we were talking about why we can't get along in this country. Oh, I'm playing something else. Live here. Why you put me on the old show? Are we on part 2 now? Now, see, I should have done a sermon when we had a chance. Because now we went from having 8 people to having 2. Where everybody go? Come on back in. I should have changed the thumbnail and changed the title. Matter of fact, let's finish our conversation and I will. Like I said, you got a lot of people, because we had people in the chat that live in the South, and they're not having no problem in their everyday life right now. They're not having no problems right now. But why is it that when you had the riots in Minnesota over George Floyd, why did riots break out across the country? They broke out across the country because there were other George Floyds around the country. And they were swept under the rug. You're not hearing nothing about Ahmaud Arbery, are you? You're not hearing nothing about the Rayshard Brooks case, are you? You're not hearing anything. They're trying to sweep it under the rug. But when the trials start, it'll be back. See, stuff gets swept under the rug. See, you walking on your street, but you are walking on ghosts. You are walking on souls. Souls that have been swept under the rug. And when things happen, they come back. The memories come back. The stuff you put in the back of your mind comes to the forward of your mind. That's why I ask you, how can we honestly come together? How can we honestly grow as a nation? How? How can we come together and grow as a nation? When we got these things hidden under the rug. We got this stuff that we pretend we don't see. We try to stumble around. Remember our sermon on being in the dark? When you're in the dark, you're stumbling around. And you just, with whatever you happen to bump into, that's what you just roll with. But when your eyes get opened up and you see the truth, you gotta say something. So why were people surprised that riots broke out across the country? Because every state got their own George Floyd, Rayshard Brooks. Every city has their own police brutality case. Every city has their own Karens and Darren. and they pop up. And sometimes you can't put them back under the rug. Why are people so hesitant to put a mask on? It doesn't kill you to wear a mask. It's my God-given right. I ain't got to wear a mask. I don't care about my fellow man. I shouldn't have to be inconvenienced. We are not a godly country, and we need to stop lying and say we are. Because the first 2 commandments given to you by Jesus Christ, you are to love Jesus and God with all your heart, mind, and soul. First. And the second greatest commandment is to do the same for your fellow man. And we can't do it. So how are we a godly country? We lying to ourselves. We evil, demonic, selfish people. Some more evil than others, but we all are evil. We all fall short. We go around and tell ourselves that we the best thing going today. We can't even come together on a way to deal with this coronavirus. Can't keep the kids from going to the beach. Can't keep them from freaking each other in the club. Those are our kids, and we can't control them. But we want to tell other countries on how they should raise their kids. Our kids is the ones sneaking out and crossing the state line to go to concerts. They don't do that in other countries. They get their fingers cut off. Our kids is winding up with all these unwanted children. 11 and 12 years old, pregnant. These are our children. And we want to go around telling the world, y'all need to use birth control. We can't even control our own kids. So many of our leaders getting caught up in all these sexual scandals. They can't even be faithful to their own wife. They go around telling other countries, supposed to have one wife, why you got 3? But they ain't cheating on them. You got 1 and cheating on them. But you feel you got a higher morale. You're not supposed to get a divorce. And if you somebody who got divorced, I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how good you look. You're supposed to be shunned, not celebrated. And if you're a single woman with children, you're supposed to be shunned, not celebrated. And if you're a man with a bunch of bastard children, you're supposed to be shunned, not celebrated. Until we correct ourselves and come up with one standard, one code of how we're going to present ourselves to the world. How can we tell the world anything? I'm listening, somebody come talk to me. Chat is open, somebody come talk to me. How can we tell anybody what to do when we can't do stuff right? We got people getting ready to be evicted, thrown out in the street, and can't come together and deal with it. But we can send money to other countries. We won't shut the country down so we can get rid of this damn disease. But you can send ventilators over to other countries. You know how dumb you sound? You sound stupid and ignorant. playing around, hoping that this stuff work out. I'm gonna send you some money and hope it work out. No, had the courage. But see, here's the problem. You got a president that wouldn't wear a mask. And look at what happened. He was lackadaisical about it. So did the people that follow him. Those are the ones that's sick. The people that watch Trump and do what he's doing, those are the people that's sick right now. And now you don't spend months telling people they ain't got to wear no mask, and now you see you were wrong, and now you got to try and get them to do it. They're looking at you like, man, you've been telling us for months we ain't got to do it. I ain't doing it. Now, I made my point, and I'll make it again. Republicans don't hold their feet to the fire. They don't. Neither party. And I said neither party should be running for office. We can go back to 2016. There's no way in the world that Hillary Clinton, with all that shady stuff she did, should have been a presidential candidate. And Donald Trump grabbing coochies and all the other stupid stuff that he did. How were they president contenders? And now it's even worse. Because Hillary was at least competent. Joe Biden brains is mush. I don't know how the man walk and talk at the same time. I don't think he can. But he's the presidential nominee. Because it's not about who's the best candidate, but who's the candidate that the dumb people will vote for. That's what it is. It ain't who got the best ideas. Who would they vote for? It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. It's the same way when I got turned on the TV and I gotta watch Alexa Bliss, who can't wrestle her way out of a paper bag. But because she blonde and blue-eyed, and she's like a little girl with breasts, and the white men drool over her, make her the champion. But she can't wrestle. It don't matter. They'll watch her. It don't matter. When she's in the ring, they look at her. People turn the TV on. Young men got posters all over the wall of her. But she can't wrestle. It's called wrestling. It's not called modeling. God darn it, they watch it. Put her on. Nia Jax. Keep hurting the women. She can't wrestle. But she's big. She's the biggest woman. She's the Andre the Giant. People will watch her. She big and she got a pretty face. £300, but she got a pretty face. People will watch her. Go around the pretty girls. Put her on. She's hurting everybody. Nobody want to work with her. God darn it. Go find some dumb blondes and put her in the ring with her. Why do we want something because of the way it look? I want substance. I want somebody to see a problem and say, hey, let's go fix it. Not a problem, it's done over time, and it's, it'll go away. It'll work itself out. I want somebody to say, hey, something going on here, let's get it. Have a president that see one problem and get blindsided by another, then to sit there and act like he can't do nothing about none of the problems. I told y'all I have a camera in the hallway. Do y'all know that that power outage didn't affect the camera in the hallway? Y'all know we got full power banks, and I switch them, and I got a power bank over there, and that's running the camera, and I'm watching it on this phone here, and this phone has an internal battery. But even though the power went off, it didn't affect the camera at all. Isn't that amazing? And for those of you who say, well, you know, the light in the hallway went out, the lights in the hallway went out, didn't they? Yes, they did. But they came right back on. So if something had happened, we would have had it on film. The power only went for a second. And it might happen again. I hope it don't. I've been living here. We've only had a handful that I can remember. But that's why you see me buying power banks. Because what happens is, with a power bank, you can run the phone. Like I said, the phone right here was on its own battery. When we cut off, it went to somebody else. It went to remember TT with the baby dolls, the woman that worked on the baby dolls. It went to her screen. I'm just saying, how are we going to be united when we don't agree on anything? And our country is built on not agreeing. You're in a gathering and let's go out to eat. Well, I'm in the mood for pizza. No, I want cheesesteak. No, I want Chinese food. No, I'm in the mood for something Greek. I'm in the mood for something Italian. I want some meatballs. Instead of the group agreeing, they separate. Well, who wants to go Greek? Well, there. Instead of us agreeing on one thing everybody can eat, we just rather divide up. So we all go to different restaurants. We're not a group anymore. But that's what we do. We divide up. We sync up. We click up. We're not united. Even amongst each other, we're not united. Now some would say, but see, that's America. We're the great melting pot. But we're not in the same pot. I'm in one pot, you in another, you in another pot. The only time we come out our pots is when there's a bigger threat in a pot that comes from outside somewhere. Then we all come together in the pots. Say, well, let's fight against this. We should be united. I'm gonna go do this over here, you go do that over there. I will be Democrats, but Democrats allow abortion. So I guess I gotta be Republican. But why not find a Democrat that doesn't favor abortion and build them up if you want to be a Democrat so bad? You're a Republican, but you agree with abortion. Then why don't you go back somebody that does? But no, I'm just gonna, they with that, so I'm going with them. Even though I don't like nothing else they do. But that one thing, I'll stick with them. Yeah, we know Trump's a racist, but he does things for for black people sometimes. But see, are you holding him to the fire? Yeah, I gave $3 million to the black colleges. Black colleges need help. Do we go to the black colleges and make sure that the money actually went to them? It didn't get intercepted. It's not being used for something different. But he's not going to look. He's not going to look. He's just going to brag, I did it. See, I like all black people. I did it. But he's not going to go down there and make sure that money get done right. I gave money to the cities. But look, you're running your cities into the ground. I keep giving you money, and yet I don't see no difference. Then why don't you go down there and see why there ain't no difference, idiot? Now I'm going to keep throwing money at it, and eventually it'll get worked out. If the people are not getting the money and you don't see no difference, go down there and find out why. Somebody's redirecting that money, and the city's not getting it. Even though you said you earmarked it, put it there for them, but they're not getting it. Why are they not getting it? Is the governor rerouting it? The lieutenant governor rerouting it? Are the mayors, state executives? Who's rerouting the money so that the cities don't get it? Who? There's no reason, if our kids are our most important resource, we should want our kids to have the best teachers we get. Almost every teacher that works in cities are waiting for an opportunity to go work in the counties. Why? When I was trying out for the police force, everybody talked about not working for Baltimore City and making it better. They talked about working there 3 or 4 years so they can go work for Howard County or Baltimore County or Anne Arundel County. So they're not joining to protect and serve. They're joining, hoping to get picked up so they can go work someplace else. Get a fast track. It's easier to become a police officer in Baltimore City than any of the 30 counties. It's a lot easier. The requirements are lower. So people go there, and then when they transfer, they got to do all these different things just to qualify. But they in there. And that's why they do it. But they don't give a darn about you. They just trying not to get hurt so they can get somewhere else. Same thing with the teachers. You got something that's really dedicated, but most of them, they just waiting to get a job someplace else. And they'll turn and leave in a heartbeat. Why are the cities not competitive? But you claim you sending the money. I'll send more money into this than anybody. But where is it at? You don't follow up on it. You don't make sure it's progress. What is you doing that if it ain't doing nobody no good? I get this done. Wait, I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm just being honest. Say it. But where is it? You claim that you sent $30 billion to Puerto Rico to help them out. And I go over there, and the people over there eating rice and water and don't have no roof on the damn house. Where did the money go? Where did it go? I sent money to Africa. Then I go over to Africa, and I see the people don't even have a road to walk on. They're walking on planks. But they ain't even got a sidewalk. Where did the money go? You're not following up. The Iraq war been over for years. Why we still got our soldiers over there in harm's way? We haven't trained the Iraqis to defend their own territory. They still need us over there? Why do we need to still be over there? Why do our men and women got to be risking their lives? Why they not risking their own soldiers' lives? Because we want to keep Saudi Arabia and Israel happy so we can keep getting the oil? Israelis don't need our troops over there. They got their own army. They learn from us and they got their own. How come Iraqi don't have their own? Why we got to go over there? I'm just asking questions. We worrying about what other people doing. We ain't worrying about what we doing. An Iraqi can't walk down the street without worrying about somebody grabbing them. They're supposed to be protecting them. But we can't. There's different ways to go to the market. We always go the same way. You know why? Because I wave to every person I see. You know why I do that? Because one day we're going to get pulled over. And I hope that some of the neighbors will say, the guy just going to the market. Why you messing with him? Leave him alone. We see him go up and down the block all the time. He don't bother nobody. That's what I hope. But why should I have to hope? Why should I be bothered? Why should a man in a mobility scooter with groceries on it be bothered by the cops? It's going to happen one day. It ain't happened yet. But that's why I take the same routes. Because I know I'm seeing the same people every day. And hopefully, they'll say, this guy goes to the market all the time. Why are you messing with him? He's in the middle of the daggone street. He ain't bothering nobody's house. Why you bothering him? I'm going to change this title, and we are going to go into our sermon for today. Y'all still up for it? If not, y'all can watch it tomorrow. Let me say something for y'all. Just play anything. Say something. Change the thumbnail. Yeah, I was waiting. We only had 2 people that we got 4. So I better get in now.